All right, we are live. We are live. We are live on the line. Another Sunday, another Sunday of football, and you know where you gotta come at 11 a.m. Eastern, right here to the scene. Views and Views, presented by Views from the 22, brought to you by the scene. You see, I got the crew with me. Let's get rolling. Germ so true. You got those Superman glasses on today, I see.
Man, I just got my invisible juice on. I'm gone.
Man, Mr. Vic, how you feeling today?
Feeling good, man. Week one was fun. Looking
Hmm.
forward to a more excitement here out of week two.
I hear you. I hear you. I think what we're gonna see from week two is some of the teams that disappointed in week one. I'm expecting a bounce back. Um, some of the teams that had a really strong outing. I expect them to keep going on that. And then there's some teams that really looked out of sync, not in rhythm, no sort of chemistry really going on. Struggling to get in their game plan. I expect some of those teams to have a bounce back week this week. Let me just share the link to the group. It is indeed shared. We got to see if anybody is in the comments as of yet. We got Big Shot in the building. What's going on, Mr. Big Shot? All right, boys, ready to do this?
Let's go.
Let's get cracking. We got a lot of good games on the schedule today. We got 8 of the matchups. Black starting quarterback versus another black starting quarterback. That is the most in league history. So that's a good sign. We'll see how those games go. Certainly a lot of good matchups on there on well, but we're gonna start with Germ, who's covering the big ketchup bottle. The Denver Broncos coming into the big ketchup bottle, and they will play the Pittsburgh Steelers, who had a very strong outing last week against the Giants. The over-under for this game is 40 and a half, and the Steelers are 6.5 point favorites. I thought it would be a little higher. Just because they're at home, you're going to automatically get 6 points. So the fact that it's 6.5 is a little interesting. Jerm, what you got on this game?
First of all, the injury report on this game is Sutton is questionable, Bowles is questionable, Cleveland is questionable, Mark Barron is out, and Philip Lindsay is out as well for the Denver Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh also has David DeCastro out and Steve Winowski, the
Wisniewski,
guard, Winetsky, whatever,
the Super Bowl champion.
Yes, yes. So with that being said, those are the key injuries. Those two guard injuries are important for the Steelers right now because the offensive line did have a little bit of problems last week. What I want to see this week from Denver is I want to see you guys, sugar the A gaps, get pressure on Big Ben, make him have to move to the laterally and those type of things because those are things that he doesn't feel as comfortable with at this day and age and in this stage in his career. Um, Make sure that you get your playmakers involved, Drew Lock. You got plenty of them. You don't have any reason for you not to be able to do things. Jerry Judy, catch the ball today, please. That will really help out your quarterback a lot. And most importantly, when it comes down to Denver, take care of the football. No turnovers. We make sure that you do all the small things that you need to do so that you can ensure this win. Pittsburgh is really simple. Just show up and play your game. You don't have to worry about anything else. You are the superior team. You do have the superior talent, especially when it comes down to this young team that is building and all those other things with the plethora of weapons that the Steelers have. This should be the most. This would be an easy game for them. With the over under being 40 and a half, I'll take the over. Give me Pittsburgh 30, Denver 17. I think Pittsburgh just has a couple more weapons. I think overall they're the better team, and I think that'll cover that.
Vic, quick thoughts on this game and the prediction?
I'm gonna go with the Steelers as well, bro. They basically that defense show how unstoppable they are. So I'm picking them to take that game as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we saw from Pittsburgh is that defense is going to be everything we thought it was going to be. Just got to give the secondary a few weeks to get gelling, as any Pittsburgh secondary has done historically. I think you see Ben. There's a reason why we have such high praise for Ben, despite sometimes some frustrations out of him. Um, he's still a top 10 quarterback walking. As long as if he's on the field, he's a top 10 quarterback without question. And when he's balling, he's top five without question. I'm rolling with Pittsburgh. I think Denver is gonna have another one of those Denver years, man, where they're competitive, but they got to figure out how to win ball games, and that's certainly not going to be an easy task versus this team. I'm going with Pittsburgh, and I'm picking Pittsburgh to win. It, I'm going to go 26-9. Like I think they're really going to
I mean
run
that
put up
that
on them.
pass rush is going to overwhelm, the Denver offensive line just like they did for the
Oh yeah,
Giants. So
oh yeah.
it can get it can get real ugly for Denver.
Bud Dupree might look like Lawrence Taylor today, and that's not even an exaggeration. We're gonna move on to the next game. We're gonna stay with you, Vic. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars visiting the Tennessee Titans. The over/under is 44, and the Titans are 7.5 point favorites in this game. You got the injury report, or you need me to give it?
Yeah, no, I got so I mean there's not many injuries in this
No.
game. You got AJ Brown, the receiver for the Titans, who is out. That's probably the more significant injury.
Hmm.
And also Darrington Evans is the backup running back who is out. I mean, last week you pretty much saw the Titans just run Derrick Henry, 31 carries he had last year. It wasn't a very efficient game with 3.7 yards. But again, it's all about Derrick Henry for this offense. Um, I was excited to see that Corey Davis got, mixed in a little bit there. You can see on film that again, the Titans alternate what they do with both AJ Brown and Corey Davis, right?
Yeah.
So you have one who is running a lot more of the deeper routes. You have one guy who is running the intermediate routes. Corey Davis this time ran a lot of the routes crossing the field and stuff like that. Again, he produced. So again, it alternates between both guys there. Um, there is periods where you see them run the same route, which is a little frustrating for me. Doesn't show um, too much complexity with the passing offense. But again, you got Corey Davis. I just want to see more consistency out of him. See if he could continue from his week one production. The Jaguars secondary is pretty strong secondary, but they are beatable and stuff like that. So again, for the Jaguars, again, Minshew try to continue his consistency. He had 3 passing touchdowns last week. Let's see if he can continue that. They're gonna use James Robinson now as their running back. Let's see what they can get out of him. But this is just another team that is, again, having to use a lot of youth. In fact, from the fact that they, from the last 5 years, they lost a lot of their players. I expect the Titans to just dominate this game, man. It's gonna be all Titans this week. So I think it's one of those games where it's gonna be, I'd say 27-13 Titans.
Okay, I got you. So for those keeping their track at home, 27-13. He's taking the under, and he's taking the Titans to cover. Jaron, what you got on this game?
I think it's just one thing to add here. I mean, Jacksonville, I shouts out to CJ Henderson, who we thought they reached for last year. He actually had a solid week for them last
Mhm.
week.
Yes, he did.
DJ Chark, I like a lot of the skill position players. I just think they're a couple pieces away from being able to really compete, especially in that division. Everybody's not going to be the Colts. So
Yeah.
give me Tennessee. Tennessee, I actually think that we may get a little bit over because I think Tennessee could get ignorant. I think they could get ignorant and score 30 points today. So give me 30-17. I take
Okay.
30-17 again.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to take the over. I think Jacksonville. It seems like early on, Gardner Minshew is going to have a little bit of a hot streak, which is what we saw last year. And I don't think he's going to continue that a little bit today, while Tennessee continues to figure out how to gel. But I think Derrick Henry and Jadeveon Clowney are going to take over this game by the time it's all said and done. So I'm taking. We picked them to win the division, or at least I think me and Vic did. Um, Jeremy obviously rolling with Houston. No shame in that at all. If he would have picked Indy, then me and him would have had to have a one-on-one and see what's going on in his life. Then, but he did it. He made Houston. So I can't knock him for that. I'm going with the Titans to win this game. I think they scored 30 as well. I'm going 34-20 Tennessee. We'll move on now to the next game, the 49ers and Jets. I'm not going to take too much time on this game, fellas, and I don't think anybody wants me to take too much time on this game. Le'Veon Bell is on the IR. You got Jamison Crowder is out, and Terrell Besham and Avery Williamson are questionable, but they should be playing. For the 49ers, George Kittle is out, and Jason Verrett still cannot find his way onto the football field. He's dealing with a hamstring. Now, listen, I've lost track of the amount of injuries that this kid has had to deal with. I'm not knocking him. I feel bad for him. I think he is a tremendous corner, and tremendous corners don't fall off trees in this league. It's just a shame that he can't see the football field. Um, and then D Ford, I believe, is also questionable, but I think he saw that he's expected to play. The Jets are the Jets. They are an atrocity. Ironically, I just watched Big Daddy for the first time in like 15 years a couple of days ago, and you know the famous quote, "The G damn Jets," and that remains true. That was a timeless quote because the G damn Jets, the just horrible. There's just dysfunction on and off the football field. Adam Gase is not a competent football coach. I don't know why it's taken people so long to see this. But had you been tuning into views from the 22, views and views for the last 2 to 3 years, we've been telling you about it. Adam Gase is not a competent football coach, and you see it time and time and time again. Sam, we'll see how he plays today. But this is about the 49ers. This is about the team that plays in a tough division, a team that's coming off a Super Bowl loss, a team with high expectations, and they gotta get a win under their belt today. And this is a good time to get the Jets week 2, get some confidence, get gelling, get that run game going, let Jimmy Garoppolo complete some passes, and hopefully they win this game. I'm taking the 49ers. Give me 31-12, 49ers. Go quick thoughts around the horn, Germ.
49ers.
Yeah, that's about it, right? I don't. Yeah, Vic.
49ers, man.
Yeah. Um, moving on now. A team in the 49ers division, the Los Angeles Rams, are traveling to the city of unbrotherly love these days to play the Philadelphia Eagles. The over-under in this game is 45 and a half. The Eagles are 2-point favorites. That's the home field advantage right there. We're going to start with you, Germ. What you got on this game?
First, let's just give him the injury report. Gerald Everett is questionable for the Rams.
Yeah, but he's expected to play.
And no, I'm just giving what
I got you.
Brandon Graham is questionable. Derek Barnett is questionable, and Alshon Jeffrey is out.
Mm-hmm.
Look, man, I'm just gonna keep this all the way funky with y'all, man. If the Rams can generate half the pressure that Washington did, they're gonna be in a good position to win the game. We seen a lot of things last week with Carson Wentz not being able to be upright, be perpendicular at a 90-degree angle. So I'm just gonna say this: he had pass rushers coming from him at every angle.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad. They had 8 sacks last week. That offensive line gave up. Today, however, though, I do feel like the Rams are one of those teams that could have that can get got in this situation. Jared Goff and Carson Wentz, the number 1 and number 2 overall pick of what was that, the 2015 draft?
16.
Give me the Eagles today. Give me the Eagles today. And
Ooh.
give me the Eagles 27, Rams 20. I think they go over. Give me the Eagles today.
Vic, what you got on this game?
I'm gonna go with the Rams. I'm interested to see if the Eagles can block this Rams front. How reckless Aaron Donald can be. I think he can change the game and probably control the game for the Rams. So I'm gonna go with the Rams. I'm gonna go with a tight. I'm gonna go with a tight game as well. I'm gonna go 27-23 Rams.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it is something that we got to keep an eye on. The Eagles, we know they won that Super Bowl, but that Super Bowl was 2 years ago now, and that in the NFL, that's a long time ago. Okay, well, 3 years ago actually. In the NFL, that's a long time ago. This roster is not the same roster. These players are older. They're dealing with injuries, and it's showing. It is showing on the football field. I don't trust their secondary whatsoever. We know they're tackling. can be questionable. And now the only thing that has kept us from truly like not being disrespectful to the Eagles roster when we make our picks is that offensive line. And now that's no longer their strength with all these injuries. And last week, like Jeremy alluded to, Carson Wentz took punishment. By my count, he got hit 11 times, and there wasn't no soft jabs, there wasn't no Mayweather check jabs. These were knockout blows time and time again. He got hit one time. I mean, he got punched in the mouth. And the only thing that kept him from falling on the ground was that he got another player hitting him from the back. I looked bad out there for Wentz last week. And this week, with Aaron Donald coming to town and no Brandon Brooks, it could get very ugly very early over there in Philly. If I'm Philly, I'm doing everything I can today. My number one goal is not to win this game. My number one goal is that my franchise walks out of this game on his own 2 feet. That's it. I don't care if I win or lose. I just need Carson Wentz to leave this game on his own power. Um, Shout out to Big Shot. He calls Jared Goff Brad Johnson. I'm not gonna go that far. If I had to give one overreaction from week one, if I had to fall for that trap, check the shirt. I am falling for the Jared Goff overreaction. I thought he looked better than he did almost all of last year. He was making throws in rhythm. He was making throws on target, accurate, anticipation even. Um, and we're going to see if he can build on that. Now, the Rams made an absolute commitment to run the football, and they're going to have that same commitment week in and week out because there isn't a quarterback in the NFL that relies on play action more than Jared Goff, period, point blank. And that run game is absolutely crucial to getting everything they want out of that offense. They've obviously got money to blow from somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe when they were digging that new stadium, they found a pot of gold because they're giving Cup money, they're giving Woods money, they gave Ramsey money. Everybody's getting a contract over there in LA. And with a team that's got limited cap, limited assets in the future, they got to make sure that these young players that they have continue to progress and continue to produce. And Cam Akers is a huge part of what they want to do moving forward. I'm taking the Rams to win this game. Like I said, I don't trust the Eagles secondary. Their linebackers are suspect. All they still have is that defensive line led by Fletcher Cox, and that's not going to be enough to win you this game. So give me Aaron Donald. Give me the Rams. What's the points on this game? 45 and a half. I'm I'll go slightly under. I'll go 24-20 Rams. I'll go 24-20 Rams. We're gonna move on now to the next game. I believe who had the Panthers game?
I have them.
Okay, floor is yours, Mr. True. Over under is 46 and a half. The Buccaneers are 8-point favorites this time
47
around.
and a half. 47 and a half.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm right here on the thing right here. It says 47.
Oh, I
And
guess
the Buccaneers 8.5-point favorites. You got that part right, all right?
Yeah, you on a website?
Yeah, I'm looking at the thing right now.
Oh, so it updated. What website is that?
I'm actually on Bleacher Report because it's giving me everything that's right there.
I guess it's updated from last night. All right, cool.
1 point. That's weird.
Yeah.
Whatever. But 47.5 is the over under. Tampa Bay is 8.5-point favorites. We got out here. We got Daly out, guard out with an ankle. Kwan Short out with a foot, and Yirti Gross Matos is out with a concussion. We got Godwin that's doubtful, and All Claire, the tight end as well for the Buccaneers, is out. Godwin's probably not going to play 9 out of 10 times. Concussion protocol, I doubt he plays.
Yeah, they already ruled him out.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I wish they would just put it there and then too.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just want to see. This is what I like. What I seen from Teddy Bridgewater last week. He didn't play bad. He played pretty well for this is his team now. For the most part, I like what I seen from him. The biggest thing that we seen this last week from that offense is they're going to be able to generate some explosive plays because they're going to put you in some situations where you're gonna be forced to make some decisions. And
Hmm.
sometimes we know some of these situations don't always go touchdown, but they don't always go interception, and for damn sure they don't always go, the good way for the defense, as we seen for the Raiders last week.
Hey.
Now, with that being said, Carolina defensively, they are young. They're a lot faster and a little bit quicker than they were last year, which is a good thing. We do wish that they had Luke Kuechly that would make this defense and put it together, make it a little bit more solid. They're Luke Kuechly away from probably being 1-0. As for the Buccaneers, it's really simple. Continue to work through the kinks of the offense. This today, I think we should see more 13 personnel. Might as well see it. We got the tight ends to do it. We got the running game to do it with the guys with Fournette and with Ronald Jones. Can occasionally is spelling each other with Mike Evans and Scotty Miller. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see any way that the Buccaneers don't are not able to score points today.
Hmm.
I think that 24 from or 23 from last week is what it is. I think we can get 30 points out of this offense today. I think it looks a lot more fluid. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this game. Give me by a score of, let's just go 35-21. I think the Panthers will put up a couple points. I think we'll get a little bit better game than we expected. Give me the Buccaneers, and I'm
Vic,
taking over.
I got you. I got you. Vic, what you got on this game?
Yeah, I think that the Buccaneers are able to continue to progress. I felt like I saw a game that showed a lot of promise from that
Hmm.
offense last week. As much as people want to say differently, I think that Brady goes for over 300. I think he gets 3 touchdown passes in this game. I think the running game does very well. The Panthers just it was a very poor defensive game for them last week, even with the youth up front. So I see that the Buccaneers can score 37 points in this game. 37. I'll give the Falcons. Sorry, the Panthers 23.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what happens in this game because on the one hand, on the defensive side of the football for the Buccaneers, I'm expecting him to have a really good day. I'm not expecting Teddy to do much, and I think they can cover those receivers. I think they can confuse Teddy Bridgewater, and I think Devin White versus Christian McCaffrey. I like Devin White's chances in that matchup personally. For the offensive side of the football, I think Chris Godwin being out early in this season, it could be kind of a good thing because I think you see that. First of all, he's in concussion protocol, and like it or not, like this is the league, and I actually 100% agree with it. I'm glad he's not playing today. I'm glad they're taking that precaution. But I think now that he's not there, it could give more of an opportunity for Brady and Evans to get on the same page. And a lot of last week was an overreaction because had those two defensive pass interferences not happened, both Brady and Mike Evans' numbers would have looked much better. But people just want to overreact to the numbers, and that's just not smart when it comes to this game. So I
Mhm.
think they will continue to build, just like the fella said. I think the chemistry will continue to come. I think Gronk will continue to get worked in. Remember, we said Gronk might not go to the week 5, week 6. So I'm taking the Buccaneers to win this game. Much better performance than last week. Give me the Buccaneers 30-17. Yeah,
Real
Vic.
quick, Leon is asking if Gronk is more than a decoy. Like you said, I think they'll continue to work him in, but I think you'll see more production as the season goes along. Right now, they're trying to figure out what's going to happen with the left tackle because he was giving up a lot of pressures last week. There was a few plays on film where Gronk was on his side, protecting him, especially helping protect with the left tackle. So especially on some of the deeper throws that he Brady had to complete, they needed help in that aspect. So I feel like Gronk is going to be used a lot as a blocker this season. But like you said, little by little, throughout as the season goes along, he might get some more looks.
Yeah. While we're there, let's stick to the comments real quick. Shout out to the fellas in the building. Leon is in there. Dennis King is in there. J Ham is in there. Jorge, Kids Reaction YouTube channel. Make sure you go subscribe to that. He's in there. Um, Big shot reminding the folks to smash that like button. Leon with the first question of the day before the Gronk one, asking should Gase go back to quarterback coach or offensive coordinator? Absolutely yes.
Mhm.
And Jorge answered that question. Big shot with the care for Carson and the hashtag film over feelings at myself. And I'm sure that was for the Jared Goff thing. Leon saying Trubisky gonna score 3 touchdowns again. Trav in the building. What's going on? And then Ty Neal, the fourth and hardly ever seen member of the Views crew, is in the comments section. What's going on, Mr. Ty? Glad you in here. Glad you in here. Ty is one of the hardest working people you will ever meet in your life. So shout out to Ty for being in the comment section.
He was a grinder right there, man.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
is. Benny Snell and Cam Akers question. Like I spoke to the guys about Benny Snell. I think it's just going to be game dependent. If it's one of those games where the Steelers are in a tough matchup where they're going to be going back and forth, I still believe that James Conner is the guy. But if it's a situation where you think the Steelers are going to dominate the game, Benny Snell definitely is going to be that guy that they're going to trust to close the game like they did against the Giants.
Do you think Benny Snell? I mean, do you think James Conner is that guy because of the coaching staff's thoughts, or because of you feel he's a better player?
I think he's a better player at this stage. I think he's a better pass catcher. I think he's a better blocker. But Benny Snell, little by little, might be working into getting more, especially if James can't stay on the field.
Right. Okay, let's move on to the next game now. We are going to talk about the Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins. And Vic, I believe this game is yours, sir.
Oh, yeah. Bills and Dolphins, yes. So injury reports. We got some tough losses here for the Bills right now who are out. If y'all can confirm these for me. I got Tremaine Edmonds.
Yes.
I got Matt Milano.
Yes.
And I got Deshaun Phillips, who are all linebackers.
Yes.
They are all out for this game. Okay. And then we also got defensive tackle Vernon Butler, who is questionable. He might play, but again, questionable means he's got some things going on there. Before I get to those guys, we got for the Jets, Landon Roberts. For the Dolphins, Landon Roberts and Devontae Parker, who is questionable. So for those guys who are trusting him in terms of fantasy purposes, he is questionable. He seems to always be questionable, but it is what it is.
His production is questionable.
Yeah, that's my guy, but he's got to find some consistency there. So yes, the Bills again. These linebackers being out. So we'll start with the Dolphins. They got to get these running backs going. They got to get that offensive line going. They got to get these running backs going. It's just the keep the ball out of Fitzpatrick's hands, man. We like 3 interceptions last week. What was it that I got here? I think 20 for 30. 20 for 30. He had 3 picks. So keep the ball out of his hands. If it gets to a situation where Fitz continues to have to pass, we're gonna see Tua a lot earlier than we expected. Probably a lot earlier than the Dolphins want. So again, keep the ball out of his hands. Keep running those running backs. You got a situation now where the Bills are missing some pieces in the front 7. Try to take advantage of that because their secondary is phenomenal. So please keep the ball out of Fitzpatrick's hands, or we will be seeing Tua very early. For the Bills, I got Josh Allen. Can he continue that rhythm that he had from last week? I thought it was an excellent passing game for him. He had 312 passing yards, 2 touchdowns with a 104.6 rating. Okay, that's one of the highest ratings you're going to see for him so far in his career. You got Stephon Diggs, who had 8 out of those of his 9 targets, 8 completions there, 8 catches for 86 yards. Very consistent game for him there. And then Josh Allen had 14 carries, 57 yards, which was the most yardage out of all the ball carries for them last week with a touchdown. So again, Josh Allen, can you continue this rhythm? Continue to show some consistency in your game and show people that you can slowly progress as a quarterback. I'll do my predictions before y'all get in. I'll go with the Bills completely dominating this game. I'll go with 31. I'll go with 31-13.
Okay. Jerm, what you got on this game?
Josh Allen and that running game should be able to get going.
Mhm.
Period. There's not enough linebackers in this game. The running games, respectively, should be interesting. Zach Moss, as I said on the fantasy show yesterday, Zach Moss and Josh Allen to go along with Devin Singletary should all have good games.
Yep.
Give me the Bills. That's all I need to say.
Listen, man, there's certain teams I'm not picking to win this season until I see them to win until I see them win a game. And the Miami Dolphins are one of those teams. I'm taking the Bills because of everything the fella said, plus Ryan Fitzpatrick being bad times two again. We just got to make sure we say that. I do think there's going to be some turnovers again in this game from Fitzpatrick. The over/under is 42. The Bills are 5-point favorites. I'm taking the Bills to cover, and I'm going to take the over as well on that game. And moving on now to the Lions and the Packers. The over/under for that game is 50. The Packers are 6-point favorites. It's a little injury report. Hunter Bryant, the tight end rookie, is out. Kenny Galladay is out, and Desmond Trufant is out. And for the Packers, most notably, Kenny Clark is out, as well as Lane Taylor and Equanimeous St. Brown. I hope I said that first name right, because that is a equanimously difficult name to say. Okay. Listen, if Aaron Rodgers plays like he did last week, he might win the MVP. The Packers might win 14 games, and they may actually get back to the promised land. I don't know. But the way he played last week was just pure excellence. It was Aaron Rodgers at his absolute finest. Everything was in rhythm, everything was in sync, quick throws, target, ball placement, touch, check downs. I mean, he took the check downs. He even was a little aggressive in the red zone with it, even though sometimes I saw a couple throwaways. I'm not going to kill you yet. I'm not going to be mad at you yet, Aaron, but don't make that a habit. Keep that aggression. You hear me talk about it all the time, as well as the fellas. We like aggressive quarterbacks. We don't want quarterbacks that are going to be afraid to throw that football. You know why? Because your number one job is to throw that football. And when you throw that football, you better have a lot of confidence throwing that football. And last week, Aaron was spinning that beep, period. I think for the Detroit Lions, that was a noise effect. Vic, we upgraded in 2020. You
Can
look a
we
little confused.
hold on,
What just happened.
Hold on. Before you get to the let's get the Packers out of the way before you get to the Lions real quick. Because I want to piggyback off what you said. I love what I saw from Aaron. Is it too early to say that maybe, just maybe, them drafting Jordan Love in the first round humbled him a little bit, kind of got him thinking this offseason?
Big, that's enough. Let's stop. I gotta stop you.
No,
That's
keep
enough.
going. Keep going.
Can I go, Mo? Can I keep
going? Keep going, because I know where you're going, and I'm gonna help you get there.
Bro, the checkdowns, like you said, him and Devontae look like they didn't even need no preseason.
Man.
They didn't even need no mini camp or anything like that. It was a beautiful game to watch. Okay,
it was.
Check down. Devontae was at his best. Aaron was at his best. May he be humbled. May he be buying into what they want to do offensively. It's going to lead them to some big things. Listen, I want to see Aaron Rodgers versus Brady. I want to see Aaron Rodgers versus Breeze. It needs to happen. So, hey, man, more power to him.
No, I agree.
Go ahead, Jerm.
No, I agree. Well, let me just finish with the Packers game.
Okay, go ahead.
Two things to say. First of all, with Green Bay, like Devontae Adams, there's a reason Ocho Cinco cried watching that man's footwork. Okay, because there isn't anybody. There's not many players, maybe one or two, that have the precision with the route running the way Devontae Adams does, and he can run any route you want him to run in that tree, and he be growing branches on his own sometimes. That's just how filthy he is.
His double moves are crazy, bro.
Absolutely. And then for the Packers, as well, with that running game, we talked about it last week. They want to be more physical, and that is why they took A.J. Dillon in the second round, because he looks like a bowling ball with weights coming at players. And that's going to be fun to watch as the season gets deeper and as the season gets colder. As for Detroit, I think they played 3.5 really good quarters last week. Unfortunately, Mitch Trubisky turned into Michael Jordan. Okay, he went 6 for 6 last week. 6 for 6 on those 2 game-winning drives. They were thrown with accuracy, with touch, with rhythm. Listen, and as Big Shot pointed out on the director's cut, as Big Shot pointed out, Mitch can do that. It's just Mitch is so inconsistent with it. And so I think today for Detroit, they're not getting Mitch. They're not getting somebody that's only going to give you 6 accurate passes a game. They're getting the coldest man in the galaxy, right? And I think Detroit is one of those teams that's going to be competitive, that's going to even have the lead against certain teams, but they're just not going to finish for 60 minutes. And that's ultimately what it comes down to, is who can play the best for 60 full minutes. I'm taking Green Bay to win this game. I think they cruise to it, to be honest with you. Give me Green Bay 35-23. I don't know why Germ is cracking
Oh
up so
man.
much, but Germ, we got to get your quick thoughts on this.
Hey man, I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid after 1 week, man. Y'all can have that, man.
Fair,
Hey,
fair.
hey, look, no, I'm just mad because when you said the coldest man in the galaxy, it just sounds funny to me. That's all. Give me give me the Packers. The over under is 50. Ooh, the over under is 50.
50 flat. I'm thinking 35-23 is my score.
But do we think the Lions is gonna score that many points? Give me 28. Give me 28-20.
Okay. We're gonna Vic, you got anything to add to that game?
Nah, I mean,
Okay.
I think the Packers dominate that game.
I
We're
mean,
gonna get
we
to the
got running
comment
backs that
list.
can't even catch.
Yeah. We're gonna get to the comments in a little bit, guys. Just keep those comments coming because we're gonna do
Yo.
games, and then comments and questions. Games, comments and questions. I see your comments. We got some great ones that are being added. I'm gonna get to those. We're gonna move on now to America's team, to Vic's team. Jokingly, we got the Falcons, playing the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
The over-under in this game is 53.5. Cowboys 3.5-point favorites. Get to the injuries real quick for the Falcons. Charles Harris and Kendall Sheffield, both defensive players, are out, as well as the rookie Marlon Davidson. He's doubtful. And Jake Matthews, their franchise left tackle, is questionable. For the Cowboys, their franchise left tackle is also questionable, and Tyron Smith. And Anthony Brown as well, the cornerback, is questionable. Jeremy, we're gonna start with you. We're gonna start with you on this one. What you got on this game?
On Dasher, on Dancer, on. Oh, never mind. But listen, it's receivers galore in this game. I'm excited. I just want to see. Listen, I don't care about defense in this game. I don't care about defense in this game. I just want to see an explosive game. I want to see this game. The over under is 54. I want to see us get into 60, 70 points here total for these teams. I think that Calvin Ridley, Don Julio, all of these guys should have big games, along with Amari Cooper, CD Lamb, the first round draft pick. Give me the Falcons.
Ooh.
37-31.
Ooh. That's big. Vic, what you got on this game?
Yeah. Anyway, that was Emmitt Smith. For those who don't know.
Oh, who doesn't know?
That's the only time I will say I was a Cowboy fan. All right.
I thought that was Moose Johnson, Vic. I didn't know that was Emmitt Smith.
So real quick, man, I'm gonna just keep it simple here. We're gonna need the Cowboys are gonna need Zeke to run the ball, to control the clock, continue to use him in the passing game as well. Dak needs to just continue to warm up for that the Cowboys to have a good year. I'm taking the Falcons in this game. I think that the passing, I'm taking the Falcons, man. The passing game was just too solid. I think the Cowboys will struggle to defend this passing game. I see both Ridley and Julio going for over 100 against this secondary, even though Trevon Diggs, baby Diggs, Stephon Diggs' little brother, rookie out of Alabama, solid player, but again, he's progressing. He's still a rookie. So I think the Falcons take this game. I'm going to go 31-27 in a close one.
I'm gonna openly admit to y'all, I did not watch the Falcons game last week. I watched some of the Russell Wilson stuff, and I watched some of Jamal Adams plays, but I didn't actually sit down and watch the Falcons offense last week. I know they put up points. I mean, I know they put up yards. I'm not sure how that happened. I'm gonna have to go back and see. You guys are saying that passing attack looks very potent.
Yes.
Um, I'm gonna wait because I haven't looked at them, so I'm not going to drink that Kool-Aid because we know that what we said one of the things we could possibly see is teams, especially offenses, just exploding on certain teams because defenses are not having the communication, those live reps, the tackling, that speed, not knowing what's coming at you, and all those things. I think Dallas. Look, I think Dallas eventually is going to get this right. I love the Mike McCarthy hire. I think he's an excellent football coach. And I think over time, Dallas is just going to get better and better as the season goes on because they have to. They just have to. Pure and plain and simple. Dak made some good throws last week. That crossing route to CD Lamb was thrown with touch and anticipation and just a little bit of trickery to it. He put it in a place where if you look at it from the red zone angle, it's like, yo, where's that ball going? But then it lands right in the bucket. Um, and so I think Dak needs to continue to improve. But the number one thing to me, the usage of Ezekiel Elliott. I don't like that tattoo he put, but damn it, if he had to put a tattoo to remind these folks, yo, get me the damn ball,
Yep.
I ain't mad at it one bit. Feed that man, get him the damn football. The more Zeke touches the ball, the more likely it is the Dallas Cowboys are gonna win that game. And you talk about it's contagious when he's touching that ball, and then you got Amari Cooper touching him right after him. He's feeling the powers of Ezekiel Elliott because he's still, as much as we love Nick Chubb, Ezekiel Elliott might just be the best running back in the league, period, point blank, in terms of just pure running ability, vision, patience, balance, strength, you name it. Zeke is that dude, and he needs to continue to get that ball. I'm taking the Cowboys to win this game 34-30. I think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be a good pace. I think we're going to see some explosive plays from both sides, from both teams. But in the end, I'm going to bet on the Dallas Cowboys to find a way to win this game because they have to, pure and simple. Um, we're going to end that, and we're going to go back right to you, Vic. We got the Minnesota Vikings playing the old man Colts. I got some shit to say about Philip Rivers. Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna let you go, Vic.
Yeah, I guess I'll warm it up for you a little bit. Real quick, the injury report for the Colts. You got Jack Doyle, tight end, is out. You got Justin Houston, defensive end, who is questionable. And you got Michael Pittman, their receiver, who is questionable, rookie receiver out of USC. Um, for the Colts, man, I'll start with them. Run the ball. Just please run the ball. Uh, you got probably the best offensive line, the most talented offensive line in the league right now. You got the rookie Jonathan Taylor, who you spent a second round pick on. Unfortunately, Marlon Mack is out for the season, but Jonathan Taylor shows some promise. He has major upside. So again, run the ball. Rivers went 36 for 46 last week, 365 yards, one touchdown, two picks. Um, let's try to limit the amount of passes Philip Rivers has to do in order to win this game, please. Jonathan Taylor, again, a lot of him, feed him the ball. For the Vikings, four keys for them to win this game, I feel. Pass rush. They're missing Daniel Hunter. He is on the injured reserve. It might be, correct me if I'm wrong, just the 6 weeks injury, IR for him. But right now that you got Ngakwe, who you got out of, from the Jaguars, he was basically shut down last week. He's gonna have to show up this week to help the Vikings control, the clock on defense and stuff like that. Get the Colts off the field. Anthony Barr, their first round pick from years ago, was just not showing up. There was just nothing standing out from him on film. Fellas, I mean, I don't know what's going on with Anthony Barr, but he needs to show up more in the pass rush. And for them offensively, I think they need to get the tight ends more involved. You got Irv Smith out of Alabama. I mean, the kid needs to see more time on the field and stuff like that, more pass looks, and of course Dalvin Cook to help control the clock and get Kirk Cousins some rhythm and stuff like that. Dalvin Cook against that front seven is going to be fun to watch, especially Darius Leonard, the outstanding linebacker for the Colts. That's going to be a fun matchup. But the Vikings need to get Dalvin Cook involved in the game more. So go ahead, Mo.
No, I'm gonna let Jeremy let you get your quick thoughts on this game.
I'm gonna keep it real simple. Just give me the Vikings, and we don't have to say much else.
Hey, that's fine. Listen, it is costing the Indianapolis Colts $46 million this year. It is a $46 million total cap hit to have Philip Rivers on the roster. I'll say that again. It is costing the Colts nearly $50 million to have Philip Rivers on this roster because his cap hit is 25 and Jacoby Brissett's cap hit is 21 million. Okay, that is a lot of money just to have Philip Rivers be there, and it's not even an upgrade. That is a lot of money to have Philip Rivers there when it might just actually be a downgrade. And I'm just looking at the film one tape, at the week one tape, but the week one tape is what really looked like an extension of what we saw last year. An extension of why Vic Jr. almost made a petition to get that man to retire, but he never got around to it. That's okay. We forgive you, Vic. Here's what I saw last week on film from Philip Rivers. The balls he throws, there's no energy behind them. They're floating, they're fluttering, they're inaccurate. I literally saw him throw a ball that went 20 yards and it took him 3.5 seconds. It took a ball 3.5 seconds to go 20 yards, legitimately 3.5 seconds. I counted. Jeremy and Big Shot saw me count. I said 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 3.5 seconds to get 20 yards. We say this a lot about anticipation, right? With most quarterbacks, anticipation is a luxury. With Philip, anticipation is a must. Anticipation is a requirement for Philip Rivers because otherwise that ball is not gonna get there. Otherwise, somebody's gonna make a PBU on that ball. Otherwise, somebody's gonna no on that football. All right. And
This is how you feel when you watch Philip Rivers on film.
they told, hey, listen, they said, Mo, you might get frustrated. I said, no, I'm not gonna get frustrated. I'm good. I'm in a good mood. 20 minutes later, I'm flailing, I'm shaking my head, blood pressure going up. This is not what you pay a quarterback $25 million to do, okay? If you're gonna pay him that type of money, he better be punting too, man. He might be a better punter than he is a thrower of the football at this stage of his career. All right. It is a shame. It is a shame that the Indianapolis Colts, who that Andrew Luck thing was thrown on Chris Ballard, just out of nowhere, like a week before the regular season, and they did not panic. They stayed the course. They built the roster the proper way. So why in the hell did you go and sign a 65-year-old quarterback? Makes no sense. When you got a young quarterback there who's ready to play, when you got a young quarterback there who's showing you, hey, I may not be very good right now, but check my tape. I'm progressing. I'm doing better. I'm seeing the field better. Why am I not getting an opportunity to keep it going? And we talking with quarterbacks, low supply, high demand. Okay. And when it comes to youth, you want somebody who's going to be there long term. Philip Rivers is not going to be there long term. And now, if Jacoby starts winning games in this league, it's not going to be for the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going with the Mike Vikings to win this game because I'm not picking the Colts probably for the entire year to win a damn game simply because it's costing them $46 million to have Philip Rivers on the roster. Give me the Vikings to win this game, and we're going to move on to the Bears and the Giants. More quarterback atrocities, more running, more draft capital mishaps. I just threw my pen. I get mad when I see bad management in sports. All right, over under is 42 in this game. The Giants are 5.5 point underdogs. I'm not going to take too much time. As I said, Mitch, he had 6 really, really good throws last week, and that was it. Daniel Jones, he's slowly but surely making a believer out of me, and if he wants to continue to do that, you got to start winning the games that you should win. And this is a game that if Daniel Jones wants to be that guy, if Daniel Jones wants to be that franchise man, this is a game he should win. And I'm going to take the Giants. I'm going to take Daniel Jones, and I'm going to take Vic's favorite player, Saquon Barkley, to win this game. Give me the Giants 24-21 today. Fellas, quick thoughts on this game.
Just give me the Bears. I don't care about any of that other stuff. Just give me the Bears. Defensively, they should be able to stymie this running game or whatever the case is. If Saquon Barkley get 150 yards on the Bears, throw the whole Chicago team away.
That's it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bears too. I think that defensively, they'll get a little bit better in this game, especially. That Giants offensive line still looks vulnerable, even though they added some pieces. So I'm gonna go with the Bears here. I think it's a low scoring game. I'm gonna go 24. I'm gonna go 24-17.
Okay. Let's get to the comments real quick, fellas.
Yes, we got a lot of comments, bro.
We got a lot of comments, man. We got a lot of comments. Okay, Leon Williams. Shout out to Leon, brother. I hope you still. I'm glad to see you here. Keep your head up. Keep fighting. Keep doing what you do. And we're glad to see you in the comment section as well. He agrees with Vic on the 31-13 score. Thinks that the Lions are going to pull off an upset today, and he appreciates the self-censor. And he also wants Rodgers versus Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Okay. Go on to
he doesn't want Brady or Breeze.
Oh man. We got a question from Leon though. Who has the most receiving yards in the Atlanta-Dallas game? Vic, pick one. Jerm, pick one.
Give me Ridley.
Yeah, give me Ridley too.
Hey, give me CD. Although it's gonna be Ridley, but just to be a little different.
For the Cowboy side?
Name.
Yeah, for the Cowboy side?
Yeah, I'm gonna take CD on that
disagree.
side.
This will be the game that Gallup got 150 though, y'all.
Yo, hey, maybe. Ugh. Big Shot says that feed me tattoo is worth 10 extra fantasy points.
No, it's not. Big Shot. No.
Oh man, DJ Metcalf or Chark? DJ Metcalf or DJ Chark today?
I'm gonna go with Chark because I think Metcalf is gonna have a really tough matchup.
Both of them have a tough matchup.
They do.
They may not see the Tennessee's defense. They may not even see the red zone.
Bro, yeah, but with DK Metcalf might not see any targets.
Yeah. I mean, if they put Gilmore on him.
I
mean, is that if that's Kellen's only choices? I'll go with DJ Chark, the Chark DJ.
I think if I'm agree with you, Vic, I would go with Chark as well if I had to pick between those two. Yes,
I'm not picking.
J Ham, shout out to J Ham. He says Jay Mersey been kicking it with Player Fly. Man, listen. We're gonna keep that inside joke in house, but I'm just gonna shut up and move on.
We got the Washington Redskins.
Yeah, let's go on. Let's move. We got a few more comments though.
What you mean? We got a whole list here.
We talking to me or Germ?
I'm talking to you with the comment, Germ, whatever.
Okay.
No, just the Ursay video. Listen, I just hope that wasn't for his team, because I know like the owners like to make videos for the team to listen and to try to inspire the team. Jerry Jones does some really good ones. Okay, I've seen some Bill Kraft really good videos. I hope to God that was not for the team to watch, because it just seems like it would be so deflating.
Hey. All right, listen, let's move on now. We got a lot of great comments. We appreciate all the comments. Jorge, Ty, Big Shot, Leon, Dennis in the building. We appreciate everybody in here, man. We appreciate everybody in here. We're going to move on now to the Washington football team versus the Arizona Cardinals. Jerm, what you got on this game?
Very simple. I told y'all about this Washington Redskins front. They got 8 sacks last week. The Cardinals' offensive line is not much better than the Eagles.
No.
The only difference is Kyler Murray got that. He got that.
Mm-hmm.
He got that. Like he got that J hand on the what's the name? yo, but with that
Yo.
being said, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think this Washington football team puts up a fight today. I think with the over-under being 46 and a half, Cardinals 7-point favorites. The only Washington Redskin player that's out is Holcomb today, who is not a significant player. Kendall Fuller and Thomas Davis are both questionable. And then we may see Josh Jones, the left tackle for Arizona today. He's questionable. And Max Williams, the tight end, is out. Give me Washington 26-23 over the Arizona Cardinals.
Vic, what you got on this game?
I forgot which game was that. Cardinals. I'm sorry, got distracted with somebody's
Cardinals
comment.
and
Cardinals,
Washington.
Washington football team.
Oh, yeah, like y'all said,
FC Washington.
that front seven. The way the way they mixed in Kerrigan last week as well, was pretty impressive. From the outside linebacker spot on a 4-3 system. So, again, they have five. They have five guys with 4 pressures or more. Okay, so that was their whole defensive line plus Kerrigan. So I'm gonna go with the Redskins on this one. Even though the Cardinals offense looks really good in terms of their passing game, but I think that that defensive line, that front seven again for the Redskins is able to control the clock a little bit for their offense to score some points.
Yeah, I mean, Washington fans, I don't want y'all to hate me because I'm gonna pick against your team 2 weeks in a row. Last week was a mistake. This week I'm more confident in my pick. Last week was a mistake on my part. This week I'm a lot more confident in my pick. If you've been watching us for the last couple of weeks, you know I'm on that Cardinals bandwagon. I'm picking them to win this division, and I think they're gonna find a way to win this game simply because overall they're the better football team, and it's a team like just loaded with guys that are superstars. I'm taking Arizona to find a way to win this game. Give me Arizona 20-13. Low scoring game. That defensive line is going to perform, but I think Arizona finds a way to win this football game. Moving on now, we got Baltimore at Houston. Over under is 49. The Ravens are 7-point favorites on the road. That is so disrespectful to Deshaun Watson, but it's warranted. Ronnie Stanley, Jimmy Smith, and Justice Hill questionable. Brandon Cooks, Titus Howard questionable. Duke Johnson, he was listed as questionable. He, I believe, has been downgraded to out. That's going to be a big loss for them. I'm going to keep this short because we got to go a little bit of a hurry up offense here. I'm gonna just keep it real simple, man. I think Baltimore wins this game. I think Baltimore rolls. I think Houston is going to be overpowered and overmatched. Give me Baltimore to win this game. Jerm, what you got on this game?
Same thing. I don't think Houston really has a chance. I just think that offensive line is still not where it needs to be, and they still can't stop the run. So it doesn't make a difference. If the one thing that Lamar and that offense do well is they run the ball.
Yes.
Run the dang ball, Bert. That's what they do. Go ahead, Vic.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. The Ravens control the clock with the running game. Lamar showed some progress, Jerm. As much as you don't want to hear it, he showed some progress as a passer last week. Let's see what he can do this season.
Hey, but that's
Let's
the
see what
truth
he can do
though.
this week.
I hear you.
So-
I hear you. We talked about this the other day on the director's cut. The beautiful thing about what we do, the beautiful thing about sports, the beautiful thing about the lab is that every week you got a chance to go in there and your opinion is either going to get confirmed or evolved. One or the other. You can't lose. And these athletes, they have that same power. They control the narrative around them. And motivation, drive, that's a serious thing. And Lamar has it. And he has continuously progressed and continuously gotten better. And he still got ways to go. But hey, shout out to the lab. He's been in it. He's been in it. Moving on now to a man who's definitely been in the lab, and he's got a coach that's a lab extraordinaire. We got the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, going up against the Los Angeles Chargers. 47.5 points is the over-under. Chiefs 8.5 point favorites on the road. Good Lord. Vic, quick thoughts on this game.
I Another dominant performance by the Chiefs, bro. I think they score almost 44 points in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Just again, see more progression from that running game. If they're able to, get that running game going with Hilaire, how special he looked, it'll take some pressure off of Mahomes and hopefully take pressure of Mahomes having to leave the pocket. Let's keep these quarterbacks healthy. Let's keep them in the pocket. I know that's something, Mo, you wanted to discuss, but I got the Chiefs in this game.
Give me the Chiefs as well. I just think that overall they're the better team, and that's just pretty much what it is.
All right, listen, I'm thinking KC as well. That's not a surprise by anybody. I think the Chargers are going to be a team that's going to have to win games in a low-scoring fashion. I do think that defense is good, but I thought the fact that they had a rookie last week playing up against them, who missed some throws and missed some things that were open, made them look much better than they actually looked. Mahomes ain't gonna miss too many guys. I'm taking the Chiefs to win. I'm taking the Chiefs to roll, despite it being an early division game in the season. Give me KC 35-20. Matter of fact, 35-14. I'm gonna just say that 35-14 Chiefs.
44.
Hey, listen. Charvarius Ward and Alex Okafor are out in this game for the Kansas City Chiefs. Moving on now to the main event, the game of the week. If you ask me, Vic, why are you looking at me like that?
Game of the week.
Game of the week.
Seahawks, Patriots.
Game of the week. Game of the week. Game of the week. If you don't think that's the game of the week, then you just ain't paying attention to what's going on in the NFL right now. And you, of all people, should understand why this should be the game of the week.
Listen,
right?
Just because like all the other games are gonna practically be blowouts, probably.
You never know.
We picked like two. I think we had like 2 close games. It's gonna be all blowouts. So yeah, I mean, I guess this is a good matchup. I guess.
I mean, you got the best. Where's the Vic Jr.? We got the best quarterback in the world. In the world, Craig. We got the best quarterback in the world.
I expect them to dominate this game, but we got the best coach in the world. So
we got 2 of the best coaches in the world.
Yes.
We got the 2 best coaches in the world going at it. And we got the 2 guys who made people believe running quarterbacks could win in this league going at it. Am I right about that or not?
I mean, I can't disagree.
All right, then. I
don't know why Jerm's so quiet.
Because Jerm doesn't want to watch this game. Jerm doesn't even want to talk about this game. Jerm wants nothing to do with this game. That's why Jerm is so quiet. All right?
Okay.
Listen, over-under is 44.5. The Seahawks are 4-point favorites. The Patriots, as they always do, list 67 people as questionable. I'm not naming any of them because they're all going to play more than likely. The only one who's not playing is the rookie Josh Huge. He's actually a healthy scratch. He's listed with an ankle, but Mike Reese, the Patriots beat reporter for ESPN, he said that he was a healthy scratch last week, and he's a healthy scratch again this week.
One of the tight end.
No, that's the edge player that they.
Oh, drafted. The edge player. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it Michigan, Jerm?
Yeah. Was the second round pick?
Yeah.
What's the name?
Josh Huge. U.S.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, that was Michigan. They also drafted the other guy from Alabama.
That's right. Philip Dorsett for the Seahawks is questionable, but other than that, the Seahawks should be all hands on deck today. I'm gonna start with you, Vic. What you got on this game?
I expect to be a low scoring game. I expect Bill to have a good game plan against the best quarterback in the world. But I will pick Russell Wilson and the Seahawks simply because I think that defense will have enough tools to stop the Patriots' run option scheme that they got going on now. So I'm gonna pick the Seahawks 24 to. Fine. I'll give them 21. I'll give the Patriots 21.
Jeremy, what you got on this game?
Seahawks.
That's all you're gonna say.
That's all I'm saying.
Not gonna say nothing else.
I'm not saying anything else.
There's
nothing else that needs to be said.
Just mute him. Can I mute him? Can I
No,
mute
No,
him?
we're not
Or
gonna
is
mute
it
him just yet. We're not gonna mute him just
not
yet.
yet? All right.
It's a long
I'm
season,
already
Vic.
mute.
It's a
I'm
long
already
season, Vic.
mute.
Yeah. It's
Might
a
as well.
long season.
Might as well do it 100%.
You're right.
We'll mute
You're right. I
him
got
when.
you.
Listen, we're gonna
Nah,
mute.
wait, chill. Don't do that.
We're gonna mute Germ when Lamar goes like 21 of 25 for 300 yards, and somehow he blames the other quarterback for them losing. That's when we're gonna mute Germ. Okay, when there's a game where you got to give Lamar his credit, and he just says no. Okay, all right. Listen, here's what I got on this game. Right, I think first of all, we know with these two teams the last 7-8 years, every time they played, it's been a hell of a game.
Mhm.
Obviously, the guys who have made it that type of game are not there. Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski. None of those guys are there anymore, right? So this is just a new thing that we got, a completely new matchup with new challenges because Russell Wilson has evolved so much over the last 4 years. But the one thing I want to say about this game is that we have seen that Pete Carroll did not, in fact, make the dumbest call in Super Bowl history. He did not make the dumbest call in Super Bowl history, and that is because Russell Wilson has proved that he was right to believe in him. And he has been evolving every year, getting better every year. And there is a strong case to be made that Russell Wilson is playing like the best quarterback in the NFL. That's the honest truth. Vic been saying it, and that's just the honest truth. He might be playing like the best quarterback in the NFL. He's got a hell of a challenge tonight playing against that secondary, a secondary that's going to play 11 players. They had 11 secondary players active, and they went with that quarter coverage a lot. So it's going to be a hell of a challenge for Russell Wilson in this game today. On the flip side, for Cam Newton, me personally, I just don't think what they did last week versus Miami is sustainable to win over the course of time. I just don't think it's sustainable for 16 games. I just don't, especially with Cam's injuries and with the way this league just knows how to get better against you as the season goes on. But one thing I will say is the way they utilized him was very unique. The running plays they came up with for Cam were very creative, and most importantly, the timing in which they were called and when they were called by Josh McDaniels, tremendous. Those three things were clicking, but but just to be completely fair, Miami wasn't ready for it. And that's on Miami. Pete Carroll's going to be ready for it. Pete Carroll's going to have Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams ready for whatever they decide to do. So I think it's going to be a good game. Excuse me. I think it's going to be a tough matchup, and I think it's going to go 60 minutes because Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, two best coaches in the NFL, hands down, in my opinion. But I do think Seattle ultimately will prevail. Give me Seattle 23-17. That about wraps it up. Jern, you want to get to the comments before we completely wrap up?
Yeah, we got some stuff to.
Well, we can address these things real quick. We can address all of this stuff. Let it flow like the Babylon baby.
Real quick, Devontae Parker and Michael Pittman are active. They do have tough matchups. Michael Pittman, even though Phillip had 46 pass attempts, he only got 2 catches out of those 36 completions. So I don't expect him to do much yet. As the season progresses, I think he will be a factor, just not yet. And of course, Devontae Parker with his tough matchup, and his injuries. So again, whoever for fantasy purposes, choose wisely.
All right, we got Leon in the comments here. Leon, it's good to see that you're with me there. But check this out, Dwayne Haskins. What you'll see from him moving forward, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I just see a guy who intellectually has digested what he has to do as a quarterback. He's improving all of the small things that we need to see for him to be able to be the best quarterback he can be down in and down out for that football team. I just look to see two things that concern me about Dwayne Haskins that I think he can clean up. I think he can be a little bit better with the ball when it comes to decision making. And the number two thing and the most important thing, I think his fundamentals and his mechanics can get a lot better. And that's just what it comes down to. If those two things improve, You'll have yourself a good quarterback. You'll be a top 10 quarterback by default in the NFL, considering that we got a lot of guys like Jimmy Garoppolo who are top 10 quarterbacks that probably shouldn't be top 10 quarterbacks. But it's just that easy.
You had to throw his name out there.
Yeah, I just had to make sure I put that out there. Freaky. Remix. So yeah, that's that. As far as that, we got Deshaun puts up points late after being held to low score early. That's more than likely something that could happen, or they could just kick a lot of field goals and the Ravens score touchdowns.
We got Big Shot saying Mitch versus Saquon equals high slander potential in this game.
Indeed, it does. Indeed, it does.
I'm not going to slander Mitch because I think Mitch is better than another quarterback that I won't mention on the show today. So we're just going to leave that all alone.
Yeah, we're just going to leave that alone. Again, we appreciate everybody in the comments. Leon, especially. Victor Mino in the building. What's going on, Victor Mino? His Raiders play tomorrow
against the Saints.
Yes,
no
indeed.
Michael Thomas.
And without Michael Thomas.
Give me the Raiders. I'm gonna pick that already. Give me the Raiders, boy. All right.
Well, I guess Vic has never heard of spoilers. Vic has never heard not to give spoilers. All right. For a man that doesn't watch movies, what do you expect? That about wraps it up.
Film, baby.
What's that?
Film over feelings, baby.
Yeah. That about wraps up the show, y'all.
But Vic, you ain't watched the film.
Exactly.
Which one?
None of them. None of them. You have not seen one classic movie that we quote outside of like 2 or 3.
It's a trap. It's a trap with these dudes, man.
Hey, man. Listen. We went a little longer than expected today, but it's all good. It was good fun. Don't forget.
10 minutes over.
Was that?
About 10 minutes over.
We good. Anything you want to add, fellas?
The only thing I'll say is, man, let's say this now. The pocket is where the quarterback is protected.
Oh yeah.
So let's make sure that we give Mo. I need my soliloquy. Let's go.
Listen, we playing MythBusters on Views here today. Okay. Seems to be this theory that if a quarterback can scramble, and if a quarterback is an athlete, and if he can get out the pocket, that it is somehow all good. It is somehow a much better thing for your offense. The pocket is the man's best friend. Once you leave that pocket, once the quarterback gets out the pocket, all the advantages, all the rules that favor the offense are gone. For one, your quarterback can get lit the bleep up, okay? And for two, cornerbacks are allowed to grab you now. They're allowed to grab your receivers. They're allowed to throw them. They're allowed to hit them. They're allowed to do all those things. So it's not necessarily all good. It's not all pros just because a quarterback can get out the pocket. The rules favor the quarterback the most. The rules favor the receiver the most. And the rules favor the offensive lineman the most when the quarterback is in the pocket. Once he leaves, every position has a rule change that is a disadvantage to the offense. Quarterback, pocket, equal best friends. It's not, and all these people who want to be lawyers on Facebook, well, you should know one thing. The more laws that go against you, the worse it is for you. When a quarterback is out the pocket, the more laws are going to go against you. The more you're likely to get an indictment and a sentence. See Anthony Barr, what he did to Aaron Rodgers a few years ago, where he ended his season. And where that was probably the Packers' last Super Bowl-worthy roster was completely neutralized because one man decided to come out the pocket and he got hit. And all the rules that were there to protect the quarterback were no longer there. And he got hit and he got hurt and the Packers completely dismantled. Anything you want to add to that? I'm choking up. I went too many rants in 1 hour.
I just think it's really simple, man. I think we got to simplify the game. Simplify the game. The pocket is where the quarterback is the most protected. That's the reason why the game is played from the pocket to begin with. This is why it's certain people's game who I don't feel is sustainable. This is why I'm so hard on certain players. Cam was doing all of that complaining and all that being and emming about when he was, oh, please just throw a flag. But bro, you're outside the pocket. What do you want? You're 6'5", 260 pounds, and you're running with the football. You're bigger than linebackers at this in this NFL. You're bigger than safeties. You're bigger than everybody on the field, damn near. And you sitting here complaining about people hitting you.
Makes no sense.
Stay where you're protected. And if you can't,
Yes.
and here's the problem: if you can't stay where you're protected, then that means that you need to make some changes, and that's just that simple.
Yes.
Period. The
Period.
reason why y'all can't play in the pocket is because y'all was not quarterbacks when y'all was in Pee Wee. So we got to blame y'all Pee Wee coaches back in the day who wanted to give the best athletes the ball every time, so everybody was a running back. That goes for Saquon Barkley. That goes for Cam Newton. That goes for Lamar Jackson. That goes for all of them. They were not those type of players.
Mhm.
It's just what you have to understand. Being the most gifted athlete is not for the quarterback to be. Your quarterback should never be your most gifted athlete. With all of the other skill positions on the field, with all the positions that matter on the field, if your quarterback is the most gifted player, you will not win a Super Bowl.
That's it. That's it. Ow. Yeah, Vic.
I mean, I
No.
just there's now. I mean, you guys covered it very well. I mean, you know, let's also just not confuse the difference between a quarterback that can scramble as an addition to the way he can pass,
Right.
Correct.
aka Pat Mahomes, Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
They
Russell
can
Wilson.
scramble.
Russell Wilson
Yes.
has earned that respect as well.
Yes.
He has earned that respect.
Yes.
And this
My
is
bad,
coming from
Russ.
Germ. This
My
is coming
bad,
from
Russ.
Germ.
My
Yes.
bad, Russ. Yes, Russell Wilson is another example. They can pass first, and then scrambling is a second option.
Mhm.
So again, passing from the pocket, Pat Mahomes showed that when it comes to crunch time, he's going to stay within the pocket and he's going to make some plays. So,
Not only that, now he's starting to hang in there when the blitz comes.
which means he's seeing the field better. His
Thank
instincts are
you.
picking up.
Thank
He's seeing
you.
the field better, so he's getting more comfortable
His
with that.
pre-snap identifiers are much stronger, much more accurate. That radar is. I mean, listen, pocket, pocket, pocket. You gotta be able to do it from the pocket, plain and simple.
Real simple
Plain and
way to think
simple.
about this, ladies and gentlemen. Where's your money the most protected? Is it protected when it's in your hand or was it protected when it's in the pocket? The quarterback is a money position, correct?
Mhm.
That's where you
Mhm.
invest your dollars. So if your
Mhm.
dollars is not in your pocket, where does your wallet go? In your pocket. You if you don't your wallet, metaphorically, your wallet can be the offensive line where you put your money, where you put your debit card, but
Yeah.
where does your wallet go? In your pocket, whether it be your
Yes.
back pocket, your side pocket, or whatever pocket. So I'm gonna need for you to get it together. Oh, we on fire, baby. We on
Yo,
fire.
real quick,
That's germ.
fellas, we got to get on FanDuel. So for whoever's watching us, if y'all could get on FanDuel, please do it. Let's try to win some money on each other.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
trying to
Yes,
get in
sir.
that shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
FanDuel every week.
All right, man. We listen. We're gonna let y'all go. We
Yeah.
appreciate y'all being here with us for these last hour and 20 minutes. We hope y'all enjoyed it. We hope it was fun. We certainly had fun. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, The Scene. Don't forget to join all our Facebook groups: Views from the 22, 94 Feet of Life, Stoppage Time FC, Petty in the Outfield, and a few more that are gonna start doing shows on this channel as well. So make sure you subscribe and get the notifications on, because you just never know when we're going to drop. That is Vic Jr. I am Mo Schefter. That's the one and only Germ So True. We will see y'all later.